I want to share something with you guys that I've been watching. I haven't even finished the whole thing, but man, it's really good. It's on goals, and
Mm.
it's what's his name? Dr. Ben Hardy and Myron Golden. They did a video together, a podcast together. And man, they go deep into the psychology behind setting goals and achieving goals. And it's just really good stuff. I kind of want to get into it, but then I don't want to do it an injustice. I don't think I'm gonna do it justice. Um, but I mean, just there's just a lot to it. Like sometimes we'll set a goal based on previous experience and like what we perceive is a goal that we can hit. And it's like reasonable. I can do that. And then what happens is, we fill that time with busy work, and we're kind of just wasting time when we could literally hit the goal a lot faster. And so like one of the things he was saying is it's important to set a big goal that looks like it's impossible for you to achieve. That is what helps you actually operate in a different mindset and a different set of habits. Change your behaviors and figure out something completely different than what you've ever done before in order to achieve that goal. It only happens when you set a goal that seems like it's impossible. There's other stuff that goes in there, of course, but I thought it was interesting. I said, that's why it's so important to set big goals. Because if you just set a goal based on, I think I can do that, then you're not pushing yourself outside of your current mindset, outside of your comfort zone. You're just going to be doing the same thing you've been doing this whole time. And a lot of times, guess what? You don't hit your goal because even that smaller goal took more than you thought it would take.
I think it's important to set huge goals that take a long time and a lot of work to reach, but then you also need some of those smaller goals to keep
Yep.
you motivated
Yep.
and
Like
keep you
objective.
going, so you don't get discouraged and stop.
Yep. Yep. And when it's a big goal that you really want to achieve, that when you think about it, gets you motivated and pumped up, like that's real helpful. It's real helpful to get you in the right mindset and kind of keep you on track when it's a goal that you can think of and say, man, I really want to achieve that.
Especially once you start seeing a little bit of progress, it really keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
It's kind of like losing weight, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
You start working out and you're hurting, you don't see any progress, and then 2 or 3 weeks later, you start seeing a little bit of progress and you get more motivated and you start working harder at it and really putting more effort into it.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing bigger results.
Right. Right. Yeah, that progress. And there's a time frame where you're not seeing any progress that
Mhm.
a lot of people, they let that kill the dream, is because it's hard to push past that you know time frame of you're not seeing
Mhm.
anything. And a lot of times we set expectations of, okay, I'm gonna work this many days, this many weeks, this many months, or whatever we come up with. We expect to see progress after that amount of time at least is put in. And if we A, don't see any progress, or B, don't see enough, well, then we're getting discouraged, and we're, you know what I mean? But then when you have a big enough goal in mind, you're just like, man, this goal is worth pushing past this hard phase. It's worth, going through some stuff and, struggling in the meantime or whatever, and trying stuff that may not work, or, didn't work as good or whatever. Before you know it, like, you're pushing past and finally you break through into the period where you're actually seeing some consistent progress, and now you're in that mode where you're fully motivated, you're fully committed, you're fully, you know, excited and focused. And that's that momentum phase. That's where you want to be, where you just like going for it.
Man, and that roadmap that you shared, Jay, really put things into perspective for me, where it was like, okay, I think I'm paraphrasing here. You said you wouldn't uh uh try to take a road trip without GPS, right? So you know, or at least some type of direction, you know. So all right, this is the destination, this is where we're trying to go, and here's the steps along the way.
Right.
And then so that was really helpful. And the other thing I would say to that would be, you know, I heard a saying not too long ago was, if I always do what I've always done, then I'll always be where I've always been.
I like that. Yeah.
And that hit hard with me, man. Like, okay.
Yeah, that reminds me of it's a different way that I've always said it. I heard it a couple of years ago. If you do what you did, you'll get what you got. It's like,
I really like that one.
yeah, sometimes we don't think about it when we're doing it. You know, we think that we got to do it harder, or we got to do it longer, or we got to do it more, or we got to whatever. But man, one of the best ways to get a different result is to do something completely different.
Honestly, I think that's probably why I signed up for this mastermind to begin with, because I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just getting the same results. I didn't really know where to go from there.
Yep.
And
yeah, a couple of people in the past have mentioned Dave Ramsey. I used to listen to him a lot, and he always talked about a BHAG. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's a big, hairy, audacious goal. And he would talk about goals have to be measurable, like what Donnie was saying, losing weight. You can't just say, I want to lose weight. You pick, I want to lose 30 pounds, so you can measure your progress.
Right.
You pick a goal that can be measured. You maybe break it up into little steps, but so that you can see the progress that's happening.
Exactly. That's very important. That's why that roadmap, like you were talking about, that you know, a lot of people, they get started with something and they have the big goal, like, because that's the one thing to have the big goal.
Yeah,
very important. But then now you got to work in reverse from that goal and say, okay, what needs to happen in order for us to get there? You know, and what are the, you know, turns that we need to make in order to get to that destination? And yeah, that's very important. And
one other thing to keep in mind, though, is when you're setting that goal, be very specific on what you want.
Yeah.
Don't just say, I want my business to be successful. What is success to you? What is successful for you? Because what might be successful for you may not be successful for me. I may not want that. You know, I may not see that as successful.
Yeah.
So, you know, be specific about what you want, and don't compare your business and where you're at with somebody else.
Right.
Even if y'all start at the same time, don't compare yourself to them, because their circumstances and everything about their business is different than where yours is and what you're looking to do.
That's very important. Yeah.
Because there's guys in this program that started a year, 2 years after I did, that, depending on what your definition of successful is, they're far more successful than I am. They've already gotten to where they're doing 4 or 5 times the amount of business that I'm doing. They're hiring, they've got multiple employees and multiple trucks versus where I'm at. But in my mind, I'm extremely successful because I'm doing it the way I want to do it, and I'm staying as busy as I need to stay.
Right.
I'm not wanting to get super huge. So, you know, and some people may not think I'm that successful, but in my mind, I'm very successful.
Right. And it's all relative to what works best, like you just said, in your life. Like, one thing I know about you is you care a whole lot about your parents, and you take care of them, and you're there from them, and you're helping them with their medical bills, and trying to help them live the best life for the rest of their life. And so a lot of people that they don't think about those things when they're comparing success with someone else. Is like like I think of my case as well. Like, man, I get to work from home and spend time with my family. Like, I could have grown my business faster if I was even more focused on it. You know what I mean? Like there's, and that's the thing. There's always someone more successful that you can compare yourself to. If you're in a habit of comparing yourself to someone that's more successful, you'll never feel like you're doing enough or feel like you're successful. It's like there's always going to be someone else that's doing more or doing better in that one area. But what about their family life? What about, you know what I mean? That, like, we're so blessed. We got to be grateful for everything that we have right here where we're at currently.
See, and that's the big thing for me, was that I needed time to take them to doctor's appointments. I needed time to spend with them, because I don't know how much longer I've got with my parents, so I know it's not too much longer. Obviously, I mean, they're older and have issues. So I don't want to spend all my time working and then be dead tired when I get in the evening. I want to be able to, take my dad to lunch if I want to, or I took him to a concert Friday night, to a local concert here. And we had a great time. It was awesome.
Yep. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. So, and that those are, that's the true treasure in life right there.
Yeah.
How we spend our time and who we spend it with. But
so for me, that was what's important for me. But it may not be for somebody else, it could be something different. Like you've got your kids, somebody else may not have either one of those, their kids or their parents.
Yeah, when you say success or successful, people automatically think, monetary, money.
Yeah.
And it's way more multifaceted than that. It's family, it's relationships, it's money, but it goes way beyond
deeper than that. Yep.
Yeah, way deeper than that. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Ultimately it's fulfillment, because so many people are financially successful, but yet completely empty inside. So if you can get to the end of your life and you're fulfilled and you feel like you had a great life and you spent your time wisely and you had a fulfilling life, right? You fulfill your purpose in life. It doesn't matter if you were dirt poor at that point, you were successful. Real quick, this the conversation about setting a big goal reminded me of the heaviest bench press in the world. Does anybody know who anything about this part of the of reality, I guess you would say? His name
just
is
deadlifting.
What'd you say?
I said just deadlifting, because that record was broken like a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Oh, you heard that one, the latest one on deadlifting, huh? Yeah. So the heaviest bench press is 1,401 pounds.
Wow.
That was in 2023. And his name is Jimmy Kolb. That's way higher than I thought it was. 1,401 pound bench press. So, like, the way I think about a big goal is, okay, let's just say that your goal was to beat that record. And so every day for the next 5 years, you hit the gym and you're doing strength training and you're bulking and, taking protein and, and you keep on trying to lift that 1,400 pound bench press, right? And every day you fail. And I mean, 5 years goes by, 10 years go by, let's just whatever time frame. And every time you go in the gym, you fail at lifting that weight, you're so much stronger and so much better, even though you didn't hit your goal. That's why a big goal is important. It's not just always about just you gotta get the goal, you gotta achieve the goal, and then feeling bad because you didn't. Like, life is gonna happen. Just set the big goal and do your best every day to hit that goal. Whether you fall short every day doesn't matter, because guess what? You're better off, you're stronger because of it. So don't beat yourself up when you miss the mark and you didn't. Like, listen, shoot for the moon, and if you land in the stars or whatever they say, then you're doing good. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you're getting started in your business and you want to see how we're helping new dryer vent cleaning business owners get off to a great start for free, click the link in the description below and take the test drive, or don't, and just keep binge watching Dusty Lint videos, whatever makes you happy.